Hi there, welcome to Apple World. I got named Troublesome because I said a single word, and that was no. Now I have said no to a few extremely influential individuals based on what T. Perry showed me. Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Lions Entryway. When you don't do what we request that you do, we'll take your job. I haven't seen a raise in that frame of mind since Glad Mary, and I nearly needed to leave Variety Purple. Yes, Mom, who got out whatever? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Since you know, consider the possibility that I don't stand firm. How am I making it simple for Capriccio, Danielle, Hia, and Felicia? Then why and for what reason am I doing this? It looks like Taraji may toss Monique under the transport and pronouncing her help for Oprah only days after she straightforwardly talked about how Oprah had been lowballing her and taking steps to demolish her profession. She is currently back in Oprah Group goodness, and you all remember how Monique offered her help to Taraji and took steps to uncover Oprah. Taraji is presently criticizing Monique. Furthermore, the Rhodes are saying that she got that payola from Oprah, and that is the reason she's presently blaming everything on Monique. You all better come in and pull up a chair since it's giving tea. Oprah is a person she drains. She inhales and one day she'll lapse, and assuming that you feel like there's something you want to say to anybody. I feel like you ought to say it, so it seems as though Oprah is playing the gap and overcome game with regards to the new claims that were brought against her by Taraji and Monique. And it appears as though Oprah is playing chess while every other person is as yet playing checkers, so on the off. Chance that you all missed the tea. Oprah got drag F-filled after Taraji and several different entertainers in the business emerged to discuss how she treats them. Everything began on the grounds that she supposedly will not pay dark entertainers a fair living pay despite the fact that they merit it. And she can plainly manage the cost of it. Listen, she's in a real sense a tycoon and dislike she's battling to make a film. In any case, the Rhodes have been expressing this about Oprah. You all know the tales about how Oprah comes up short on entertainers, and afterwards she compromises them into quiet taking steps to kill their professions and ensures that no one could at any point work with them in the business. So it was possibly they kept their mouth shut and took the awful treatment, or they would need to waive their whole professions. Farewell, Taraji, as of late, got the show on the road when she represented the initial time about things that were happening all through her vocation, guaranteeing that she had been coming up short in the business for quite a long time. She uncovered that she had been getting similar compensation starting around 2018, despite the fact that she had been getting better known and more recognized in the business. In a similar meeting, she guaranteed that the proposition she got from Oprah for Purple was so low that she nearly turned it down. She saw a raise in my pay since pleasing Mary and nearly needed to leave. Variety Purple, yes, ma'am. Who got out whatever? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Since you know, consider the possibility that, in the event that I don't stand firm, how am I making it simple for Rhapsody, Danielle, Hi, and Felicia? Then why, and for what reason, am I doing this on the off chance that it's all only for me? What are you doing here? You all could, at any point, even wrap your heads around these 5 entire years caught in a similar compensation section, despite the fact that everybody's giving you props for being one of the most gifted in the game. Taraji spilled the tea on this battle in a meeting with Oprah's companion Kel Ruler. Not keeping anything down, she straight up conceded that she pondered leaving the whole business in light of the fact that the check simply wasn't adding up, particularly when you take a gander at what the white entertainers were pulling in. I'm burnt out on buckling down, being thoughtful at what I do, getting compensated a negligible portion of the expense. And I'm fed up with hearing my sister say exactly the same thing. I hear individuals go, you work a great deal, half to the math, ain't man yet. You understand what's wild? This isn't some one-time thing. Dark entertainers have been yelling about this industry separation. For a long time, it's a continuous fight since they're getting peanuts compared with their white partners, despite the fact that their accomplishments are on an entire one more level. Keke Palmer supported Raji in a long Instagram post where she uncovered that dark entertainers frequently need to maintain various sources of income just to earn barely enough to get by. She wrote that media outlets are very much like some other industry. We run organizations to keep our brands above water. Being the brand business, this is the reason no one can truly have one occupation any longer for a diversion profession. You might resemble me as an entertainer powerhouse with a vocalist speaker. And so on. I keep a task since I need to. We as a whole maintain numerous sources of income. And we make like some yet in addition, since we need to having one occupation for anybody isn't exactly a choice, come what may industry, except if you resemble the top worker, and I imply that resembles Bill. Entryways in them. I guess the Gabrielle Association likewise showed her help for Taraji on TikTok, where she discussed how people of color in Hollywood need to work harder than any other person for peanuts. A dark entertainer and maker in Hollywood. The fact that she ought to make it makes me, of course, have to work until the end since we can't resign and don't make sufficient. Viola Davis has likewise told in on this discussion, putting the focus on how she may be getting a negligible part of what is legitimately hers in any event. When everybody recognizes her gifts and the makers are completely mindful, far more than whatever they're throwing away, they know her value. They're simply not ready to pay her what they're getting compensated for, which is half of what a man is getting compensated for. Well, we get likely a tenth of what a Caucasian lady gets, and I'm number one on the call sheet. And afterward, I need to go in yet again, and I need to hustle for my value. I said definitely, yet you can't contrast me with you since I got the Oscar. I got the Emmy, I finished the 2 Tonys, and I've got Broadway. I've done off-Broadway. I've done television, I've done film, I've done every last bit of it, and I have a vocation that is likely equivalent to Merrill Road. Julianne Moore, we should say that they all emerged from Yale. They emerged from July. They emerged from NYU. They had a similar way as me, but I'm not even close to them, not to the extent that cash, not to the extent that there are no open positions near it, but I need to continually get on that telephone, and I have spectacular specialists by the manner in which they are getting it. Yet I need to get on that telephone, and individuals say you're a dark Merrill Road. You are, and we love you. We love VU, there is nobody like you. Okay, then assuming that there's nobody like me, you believe I'm that you pay me what I'm worth. You give me what I'm worth, and not currently Viola Davis, who has been held as one of the best entertainers of our age with an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony added to her repertoire, is as yet a wrestling vocation roadblocks. It's staggering at this stage that you feel that she'd be past such battles now. If Viola is managing this, it still exacerbates you. Taraji's circumstances, given her new disclosures, allow me to tell you that Taraji is, by all accounts, in a truly difficult situation. Keeping down tears in the meeting, great fans thought it was surprisingly more dreadful when Oprah, a person of color who personally comprehends the difficulties faced by dark ladies in the business, turned out to be blamed for a similar abuse. Well, that's upsetting Oprah for living it up as a very rich person, not precisely a brother. So is there any valid reason why she wouldn't pay Taraji what she merits? Why make a special effort to lowball Taraji when she could, without much of a stretch, stand to pay? It's obscure, no doubt. And I'm not recommending Oprah expect to drop $10 million, however. Definitely, she might have tossed a few additional peanuts. Currently, you'd figure somebody at the zenith of outcome in the business would improve. Yet this isn't Oprah's most memorable hit on the dance floor with allegations of lowballing people of color. She played a comparable vehicle with Monique after they teamed up on Valuable, and that is the reason Monique attempted to collaborate with Taraji to bring it down now. For those of you who don't know and are not in the loop, purportedly Oprah got Monique boycotted in the business as well as took a swing at wrecking. As long as Monique can remember, the show began in 2009 when Monique featured in Valuable, a film created by Oprah and Tyler Perry, 2 dark tycoons in Hollywood. The film struck gold, turned into a hit, and Oprah and Tyler chose to benefit from the accomplishment with a worldwide press visit to crush out considerably greater exposure. Currently, press visits are ordinary in business since they're a strong method for giving an additional lift to motion pictures. Many movies carry out elaborate plans that frequently incorporate press conferences by the principal cast, so when Oprah and Tyler requested that Monique do a press visit, it wasn't precisely unfathomable. Now, here's the turn. Monique got hit with the news that she wouldn't stash a dime for the press visit since she would not have been paid yet. That is not all, since in addition to the fact that she was supposed to work with the expectation of being complimentary, she should plunge into her own pockets during the press runs, covering the overwhelming majority of her costs. Now, this isn't the standard normally. Act don't need to pay personal in light of the fact that the creation takes care of this multitude of expenses, yet Oprah wasn't feeling liberal and attempted to strong-arm Monique into paying with no one else's help, No doubt a similar Monique she lowballed for her job, and valuable in any case for some confusing explanation. Oprah and Tyler Perry, both swimming in millions, thought it was okay for Monique to hack up her own money to advance a film. They made millions from No Doubt. The math simply wasn't looking at it, and Monique wasn't having it. She set her foot down, absolutely declining to work without getting compensated. However, Monique, holding fast, purportedly didn't agree with Oprah, and supposedly Oprah chose to take it up a notch and get Monique dropped in the business. Now, lawfully, Oprah couldn't power Monique to work for nothing.